Hello, welcome to Bloom. This is a tutorial series prepared for advanced level ICT subject. Let's start with the first chapter, Concept of ICT. This chapter has three parts: data and information, big data, ICT and society. Let's first discuss data and information. Let's learn what is data and information. What is data? Data can be taken from books, pictures, audio files, videos, reactions, or it can be printed materials such as bills, invoices. So, as you can see, there are different forms of data. Data can be in tables, paragraphs, or maybe as markup text. According to the way data is organized, there are three forms of data: structured data, usually in tabular format; quantitative data is usually structured data; then semi-structured data, which contains text or other markers, or maybe a hierarchy; then unstructured data, usually qualitative data is unstructured data in form of text files, audio files, video files, images, emails, chats, social media posts, sensor data. These are usually unstructured data. This graph shows how data volumes are growing. Data growth is driven by unstructured data. The growth rate of unstructured data is very high compared to growth rate of structured data. In 2017, almost 80% of the data consisted of unstructured data. So, what is data and information? Data is raw. It has no contextual meaning and difficult to understand. For example, if we do a survey, what we gather is data. When we process data, it converts to information. So information is processed data which has an exact meaning, organized and easier to understand. It solely depends on data. So if we do a survey and process the data, it becomes information and presented as a census report. This is the abstract model of information creation. When we input data, it is processed and we get information as the output. And we have the ability to store and retrieve data. Characteristics of quality data and valuable information. As we know, when we process data, it becomes information. So to get valuable information, we need to process quality data. What are the characteristics of quality data? Timeliness, accuracy, completeness, validity, consistency, and uniqueness. So, if we input timely data, we get relevant information. If we input accurate data, we get accurate information. If we input complete data, we get complete information. And also, if we ensure that the input data is valid, consistent, and unique, it becomes reliable and understandable. Therefore, the quality of the data will eventually help to get valuable information. What are the steps of data processing? The first step is data gathering. We can use manual, semi-automated, automated methods to gather data. We can use tools such as OCR, magnetic strip readers, barcode readers, QR codes, sensors to get the data. Then after we gather the data, we have to validate data. We have to check the data type, presence, and range. For example, there can be mandatory fields in a form. For example, we have to give the telephone number. We have to check whether it is entered. Maybe we need some data type checks, like whether the date format is correctly followed, whether it's a valid date. For example, we don't have 30th in February, so like that we can validate data. After data validation, data is processed. The processing can be done either batch-wise or real-time processing, and we can output the data either direct to the user or store for further processing. And data storage is another step of data processing, where it can be either stored locally or remote location, uh, and the storage time can be short or long term depending on the requirement. So what is the life cycle of data? Data creation, then store, use, archive, and destruction. So after data creation, the management should be done, and once it is obsolete, it is needed to remove. Thank you for watching our lesson. Please join the part 2 of this lesson, Big Data.